raise investment. Now, this week we've got an awesome question from Mike Lessage, who asks, how can you connect with investors and have them trust you? So this is a question I get asked a lot. There's two parts to that question, right? There's how do you connect with investors, and then how do you make them trust you? And they're two very different things. So I'm going to cover each separately today for you, and very quickly go through a couple of things you can do right now, things you can action right now to achieve both those things: connect with investors and have them trust you. So when it comes to connecting with investors, there's two different ways I want to talk about doing that. And the first is leveraging your own network. So lots of founders think, oh, I'm not connected with any investors, I don't know any angel investors. And you would be surprised as to how many people in your network may be interested in investing in a business like yours. So a really great example of this is someone I saw on Facebook recently posted a post with their pitch deck attached, saying, I'm thinking of raising funds for this new concept, a pre-seed round for this new concept that I've been working on over the last few months. I'd love to get your feedback on my pitch. Now, this founder knew that their pitch was pretty good. They knew that they didn't really need much feedback, but what they did want to do is let their network know that they were going to be raising investment, to see what would happen and to push it out there and to get response from their network. And two things happened. The first thing is that they were well connected with like-minded people in their industry who had come across the same problem they were trying to solve with their new piece of technology. And they got live feedback posted on that pitch deck going, wow, this is amazing. This is absolutely something that we need in our sector. If this were available, I'd buy this, I'd use this in my organization. So he's getting traction, validation of the concept live in real time from that post. In the same thread, he had people in his network who you wouldn't on the surface think were investors. Their job titles were CFO of a particular agency, or they were a founder or CEO of their own company. And they were messaging back saying, this looks awesome. Let me know when your round is launched. I'd love to talk to you about investing in the business. And what's great is that live traction is happening in the front of the investors' eyes, in their eyes, in front of them. So they can see that this is actually something the market wants as well. So that's giving them more belief, more faith in you and your product before you've even had a meeting, before you've even officially launched your round. So that's a great tactic for connecting with potential investors in your network that you don't even know. Start sharing your progress. Tell people you'll be raising a round in a few months' time. You're just looking for their feedback, and it will open doors. It will open conversations. So the third thing that can happen is there'll be people who say, this looks great. I'm not an investor, but I do know someone who would invest in these types of businesses. Let me introduce you. So all of these things can happen when you start just putting yourself out there. So value your own network. You'll be surprised what can come of it when you start sharing what you do. The second thing with regards to connecting to investors that you could do right now is start searching on Crunchbase or searching on grit.io. Two websites. Crunchbase, I think you'll need a premium membership, about $15 a month. Grit.io, completely free. Both of these things allow you to search for investors. Grit.io is more focused. You're basically looking through a database of LinkedIn profiles for angel investors, and what you can do is you can search by territory, by interest, by round size, by number of investments that they've made, and you can create your own tailored list of angel investors that you might want to research further and then start to target for your investment campaign. Crunchbase, a similar concept, similar idea. Have a look for competitors or similar businesses in a similar industry who have raised investment. Search for them on Crunchbase and have a look to see who is who their early stage investors were. And then you can start to create a target list of people you might want to connect with on LinkedIn, start asking for introductions to, and you can build up that targeted list of people who have already invested at the same stage for the similar amount of money in a type of business in a similar sector to yours. Now, the key when connecting with both of these types of investors, whether they're found from Crunchbase or Grit.io, is making it very clear that you researched research for some investors and that you are targeting them because you think that your deal will be of interest to them. So you might send something in the message that says, I've been researching investors, I've seen that you've invested in company X, Y, and Z, and that you're interested in this niche. We think we've got something that you'd be really interested in. Attached is an overview of what we're trying to achieve and what we've achieved to date. I'd love to arrange a time to talk with you in more detail about how we might be able to work together, and whether or not you'd be interested in investing in our round that's looking to close in the next couple of months. And then, you start building the conversations from there, but you've demonstrated to them that you have targeted them. You want them on your team. They would make the ideal investor. So you're stroking their ego. You're making them feel special. That you're not just spraying and praying. You're not just doing kind of this machine gun rapid fire approach of just throwing your pitch deck to anyone who will listen. You've done this laser focused, targeted approach. You're only talking to investors that you want to invest in your company. So that's a couple of ideas on how you might start connecting with investors. When it comes, when it comes to building trust with investors, there's three things you need, and I talk about this a lot. It's the core concept in my book, Investable Entrepreneur. But there's three critical fundraising assets you need to build trust. The first is the pitch deck. The pitch deck is the thing that demonstrates to an investor that you're highly resourceful, that you can get people to buy into your vision. It's the thing that gets them excited about your concept, your idea, your investment opportunity. When you have a great pitch deck and you can demonstrate that you can get people to buy into your idea, great things happen. Investors get excited, but they know that investable entrepreneurs, those that they can trust, can get people to buy into their vision. They can get great talent to buy into that vision and come and work for the company. They can get great advisors to want to offer time and support for the success of the company. They can negotiate channel partnerships and product partnerships with larger corporates that can really accelerate their growth. All of these things happen to those who can pitch really well and can get people to buy into your vision. So that's why the first of the three critical fundraising assets for building trust with investors is the pitch. You then have the financial projections. This is demonstrating to an investor that you understand the financial risks as well as the financial rewards. Far too many founders focus on the financial rewards and not enough on the financial risks. A good set of financial projections with your P&L, your cash flow, your balance sheet, your key metrics will be summarizing not just the financial rewards, but also the financial risks involved, and that you're managing that risk appropriately over the next 3 to 5 years, and what your ambitions for the business are. So the next critical fundraising asset to build trust is your financial projections. And the final asset, the final thing you need to complete the jigsaw and to give trust to investors is that business strategy, often documented as a business plan. What this does is it demonstrates to an investor that you have the implementation strategy in place. So you're not just someone with great ideas, but you can actually implement that idea, and you know how you're going to turn this idea into something of high value that's going to deliver a return to the investor, a return on investment, a commercial reward. So that strategy document that says this is the stepping stones we're going to take from where we are now to that potential exit over the medium and long term is absolutely vital for building trust with investors and demonstrating to them that you understand how to create commercial success, that you can get yourself from where you are now to a potential exit, and that your plans are logical, they make sense, they're something that an investor can buy into. So they're wanting to buy into the vision, they're wanting to understand the risks and rewards, and they're wanting to know the strategy, the implementation strategy for success. When you demonstrate those three things through the critical fundraising assets, the pitch, the projections, the plan, what you're doing is you're essentially signaling to investors that they can be trusted. You can be trusted with their money, and then they'll want to go through those various stages, go through those assets in detail, and then have solid negotiations with you around how they invest in the company. So hopefully that answers your question, Mike, and hopefully it helps a number of other people. So when it comes to connecting with investors, reach out to your network, have a laser focused approach, and use tools like Crunchbase and Grit.io to laser in and focus in on some key investors that you would love to be part of your journey. And then when it comes to building trust, it's having those three critical fundraising assets in place: a great pitch backed up by incredible financial projections and a believable business plan. When you put all of that stuff together, you'll hopefully be able to connect with investors and have them trust you.